Hi, everyone. Hi, everybody. Hey, Miss Sophia. We're on time. Where's the linear secretary? In your face. Hi, everybody. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Hi, everyone. Come on in. Hyper all day. Hi, everybody. Happy Thursday. Okay, I cannot see for the life of me. My eyes have been acting up today. Hold on one second. Okay. Sure. Okay. Everybody can hear me good? Yo, I can't see. Let me get my glasses on. Oh, Lord have mercy. I don't mind what Lord. I could not see anything. Hello, people. What's going on? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Come on, come on, come on in. Say hello. Say hello. We're live today. We couldn't be live on Tuesdays. There's a lot of drama going on. So it's like, y'all. Looks like I have someone who's in. Well, I don't want to say it. Hello, Miss Tutu. How are you? Welcome on board, everybody. Happy Thursday. Y'all, can you believe how fast this week has been? Like it's really, really like gone like that. I mean, killer day. I mean, the January is always a month that creeps like it just never ends. But once February hits, it's like boom, 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 everything is going. But anyway, hi everyone. This is Attorney 𝒊𝒎𝒒𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Thank you, Isabella. How are you? Listen, don't even get me started on that one. Woo! Who says there's no God? There's God. I'm telling you, there's God. There's God. Let's just leave it as that. But anyway, hi everyone. Hello, Sammy Groovy. Hi, TikTok family. Thank you, Mimi underscore 62. Oh, I'm telling you, I could not even see nothing. I could not see like but we thank God. Come on in, come on in. Say hello, say hello. Hello, YouTube family, Facebook. Hi, Instagram people. What's going on? So we're doing questions tonight. Questions. So start putting your questions in the comment section so we can get through as many questions as possible. I hope everyone has had a productive and blessed and fulfilling week so far. Hold on one second, people. Had a lot of consults today, so my mouth is dry. Come on in, say hello. If you're just joining us, I am Attorney 𝒊𝒎𝒒𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Hello, Mr. Akine. Mr. Aki, this is Attorney 𝒊𝒎𝒒𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. If you know Baba Samuel is my late dad. I am an immigration attorney based in Alabama, representing immigration clients in all 50 states. Thank you, Ms. And the funny thing is, it's coming up as dark, but okay. So on Facebook, it's coming up as navy blue, but then it's it's in the sun, it's a different kind of blue, and I don't care to wear anything but black. But I was like, this one, I was like, you know what? Let me shock everybody in my building. Like, and really, it was like, I mean, we're like, I know we got to put this and we got to take a photo of today. She came in a color. There's nothing on her that's black. I'm like, yeah, it happens. Anyway, come on in, everyone. If you're just joining us for the first time, I am Attorney 𝒊𝒎𝒒𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. I am an immigration attorney based in Alabama, but representing immigration clients in all 50 states. We get that question a lot. If I'm able to represent clients outside the state of Alabama, and the short answer to that is yes. And here's how. Immigration is federal practice. So as long as an attorney is licensed in one state, they are able to represent immigration clients in any state. So that makes it awesome. So the fact that we're based in Alabama does not mean that we can help. Actually, most of my immigration clients are actually not based in Alabama. Tell you how much that is true. So if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do so. I am going to, hold on 1 second. I forgot to do that on TikTok. So I probably have that. Let me see. I think I did it on Instagram. I'm not sure. We'll see. Yeah, if you go on our website, though, Miss Abeda, if you can help me, I don't think our other girl is here yet. If you go on our website, 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕, then you will be able to schedule your consultation, find out more about what we do, the kind of immigration cases that we handle our firm, and all the 9 yards. So subscribe to YouTube channel, like and share, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We get a lot of calls trying to come in, and DMs and TikTok. All DMs are coming in TikTok. You have to go to Instagram. I have to be able to, I've got a system in place that works for us so that we have everything directed to a specific place because we've got volume. And so we need, thank you, Ms. Abena, 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. So we need to have something centralized and makes it for more efficiency. So if you are on TikTok, if you send a message, you've got to go on Instagram and DM us, and either myself or Lydia, whoever is running it that day but Lydia does most of the time, will respond to you, or you can call our office at 334-341-4475, and we'll be glad to help you out with your immigration cases. Okay, let's talk immigration, everyone. So tonight we are taking questions. And if you are on Facebook and YouTube, my contact information is right there. Email address is info@𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕, 334-341-4475. You can text us directly to that number, straight up text, or you can send us a text on WhatsApp, DM us. We are everywhere, and we'll be glad to help you out. Okay. Questions. Let's get into it. But in the meantime, how has everybody's week been? It's been one of those weeks. So I think I've said this before that I have in the summertime. So I'm divorced from my kid's father. We're married 15 years, together for 21 years. But that's life happens. But so my custody agreement, really, it was the way I wanted it. Let's just say I drafted it, and we argued back and forth for like 4 or 5 months, but I won at the end of the day. Listen, everybody who knows me know not to argue with me, because you just cannot argue with me. That's just what it is. I can argue with a door. Go figure. But anyway, so summertime, I wanted to have some time to myself, to be able to, because I always tell people, and I had to unlearn a lot of things. Being Nigerian, in our culture, if you're African, if you're Caribbean, we're so wired and trained as women to believe that everybody else has to come first before you do. How can you possibly function and take care of other people if you don't take care of you? So I had to unlearn and retrain my brain to understand that I have to be whole and take care of me in order to be a great mother that I want to be. And that's worked out perfectly for us. I say that to say this. That also includes being able to look forward to having time to yourself with no kids. So anyone looking for TJ tonight is not home. He's with his daddy, which, Jesus. Yeah. It makes for a better mother. Just saying. But anyway, so let's talk immigration. Let me start on, y'all better ask your questions now, because I don't do free consultations. This is my free consultation. So put the questions in your comment section, and I'll be glad to try to go through all of them. So I'm going to start on Facebook and YouTube, and I'll circle back if I still have. Oh, see, I came early today, y'all. I came early today. Okay. Oh, you cannot hear me on. Are you serious? Wait. What's going on? I have been talking and talking, but nobody can hear me. Oh, wow. What did I do? So someone on TikTok, not TikTok, YouTube and Facebook, you guys cannot hear me. Yes, no. Oh my goodness. Can someone on TikTok, can everybody hear me good on Instagram and TikTok? If you can, just put a yes, know that. Oh, okay. Oh, so who said they couldn't hear me? Oh, maybe when I was playing the music or something. Okay, good. We're good. All is well. All right. So let's see. Loud and clear. Thank you, Mr. Prince. Appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, good. All righty. Let's see. Hello, Mr. Lucia. How are you? Miss Pinky, you know I know who you are. And you know I've already answered that question. I don't know. I don't know. One step at a time. Okay? One step at a time. Let's see. But she's asking, after submitting medical for your I-485, when will you get your green card? You get it the next day they receive your response, and you can get it 60 days after. You can get it a 3 months after. You could get it 6 months after. You just never know. So I always tell people, whenever it's up to 120 days, then we can start making inquiries and if you have a regular marriage case, then you can call the toll-free number. If you don't have a regular marriage case where you have a VAWA case, then if you have an attorney in your case, your attorney can email the VAWA Service Center. But keep in mind, however, that whenever your VAWA case has been approved, the Vermont Service Center actually transfers your file to the National Benefit Center because they're done. And so most of the time, you really don't know if the Vermont Service Center will be able to give you any information as far as your pending 485. But let's just exercise patience. Patience, people. That's all. Okay. How effective is USCIS ombudsman inquiry in a pending immigration case, and what can AILA do to help if one's case is stuck with USCIS? So ombudsman inquiry basically is like a supervisory level of USCIS. So they inquire into cases like, it's been outside number for us in time, what's going on. And they check. Sometimes, there's some kind of petitions where ombudsman inquiry makes a difference. I've seen that happen in I-130s filed by parents for children more than any other cases for me in my firm. So the whole point is for them to inquire on your behalf as to why there is the delay, or if it's another issue, maybe there's something was denied erroneously, they can inquire on your behalf what went wrong. So that's their role. It's the supervisory level. AILA is American Immigration Lawyers Association, of which I am a member of. So we have a liaison team where they are like our, what's the word I'm looking for? Like the nexus between our group representing clients and trying to get to either Congress or USCIS or ombudsman on behalf of our clients, that we as members go through them saying, hey, this is ridiculous. Ombudsman hasn't done anything. It's been way out of purpose time, because we also have members who are in contact with politicians on our behalf. So those are mechanisms that you can use to get information or to get inquiries made on your behalf. Keep in mind, however, that neither AILA or the congressional assistants or ombudsman is going to tell USCIS what to do. The only way you can get them to actually act is if you file a writ of mandamus in court. So all the other channels are basically inquiries being made. So I hope that answers your question. I just wanted to just give you a rundown of how that works. Okay. Yeah, so Mr. Prince, that was the same thing. I just added to that as far as Congress. Congressional assistance is just them saying, hey, my constituent contacted me saying you guys haven't done anything or whatever the case maybe, or you wrongly denied the case. What is going on? Can you give us an explanation? And then they come back to you with what USCIS says. So they don't tell them what to do. They just let them know you've reached out to them for help and they need to be able to give you an answer. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right, great. Hey, hi, Mr. Jid. All right, awesome. Ebang, what's your question? That's what we're doing tonight. So if you're just joining us, this is the immigration attorney Ebisola Olale. Doing questions tonight. Cecilia answers your questions. So write them in the comment section and I will try to get to everybody's question. We still got time. I came in early today, so that's good. That's good. That's good. When can I receive my E80 and VAWA? Okay. When can I receive my E80 and VAWA? Can be received or something? When can I receive? Okay, so I'm going to rephrase your question best. You're asking when should you expect to receive your E80 that you filed with your VAWA case, which you filed in September 2022, I'm assuming, because you put 23, we're still in June. So if you mean 2022, then I think I did that last week, right? We talked about that last week. It depends on, first of all, a lot of people file a C31 E80, a C31 category E80 when they submit a VAWA case. There's nothing wrong with that. But the issue is if you're expecting to receive an E80 while your VAWA petition is pending, you're not going to get a C 2022. Okay, you're not going to get a C31 E80 while your petition is still pending. You're going to get it when the VAWA petition has been approved because a C31 Okay, we're back. Listen, I'm going to call it Xfinity because I ain't going to be paying all this money and then internet drops. Anyway, so C31 is on the issue. So Beth, the very first question I have for you is what category E80 did you file? Now, if you filed it in September 2022, you're still within normal processing time. So it's not outside normal processing time. You're still within that. It's taking them anywhere from 8 months to about 15 months. That's the average. But what the first thing you want to ask yourself is what category did you file? Did you file the C9 category based on the fact that you had filed a green card application at the same time? If you did, then you're still within normal processing time. So it's not, I can't really tell you, hey, this is when to expect it. That's just the time frame that they're working with. Okay, good. All right, let me go to. All right, so yeah, you're still within normal processing time. If you have a basis to expedite, to request for them to expedite your case, mostly either humanitarian grounds or severe financial hardship, that you have to write them. If you have a lawyer in your case, your lawyer can email them, because that's what I do for my clients. I just tell them, hey, draft an affidavit and send it to me, then I email it to the Monterey Center and we'll wait for them to give us a response. Okay, let's go to TikTok. See. How long does processing take for initial EAD? So once again, people, we all can do the research. Go to uscis.gov/processing times, put in what your application that you filed is, and it would give you your service center or field office, it will give you the average time it's taking them to process your particular application and or petition. Thank you for sharing, MVCM. I really appreciate that. Am I married? Is it 𝐻𝐢 or 𝐻𝐢? Sorry if I murdered your name. Bios can say, yeah, she's married. I'm not married. For me, look, don't come by force. I ain't married. I don't plan to be married anytime soon. Actually, I broke off an engagement because I wasn't ready to be married. So, go figure. But I think you were on YouTube. Yeah. What's your question? You've set that in on TikTok and YouTube. You've got to ask the question. Put your question in the comment section. Can a minor get a U.S. passport without filing N-600? If the minor acquired citizenship through you, the parent, I'm assuming, then you don't have to do both. As long as you meet all the requirements, you can actually straightforward go ahead and apply for a passport and prove it, and have documents to prove all the requirements. Most people just prefer to have something to evidence their citizenship, which your passport does. But once you have the certificate issued to you, then it's much more straightforward when you go to the post office to get a passport done. But yes, that's something you can do as long as you have evidence to show all the requirements. Can you submit updated 864 after interview is scheduled because my income changed now? So if you have not gone for your interview and something has changed to help your case, you can always add that to it. But if they didn't ask you, they didn't send you an RFE for the additional income evidence, then there's no point. But if you think you want to take it to show that you have more income to support yourself, or your spouse has more income to support your household, then that's fine. You can do that. Disclaimer. This is general, general information, nothing specific to anybody's case. So do not say, no. This is just informational purposes. That's it. I want to make a consultation. So, 𝒊𝒎𝒏𝒄, if you call my office, so after hours, I have an answering service. Even if you call now, somebody will answer your call, but someone may not get back to you until, let me see, what time is it? Yeah, it may not be until tomorrow. Depends on who's working the lines, because there's someone who does the answering service who has access to be able to give you the information. But the best way to get a consultation scheduled is go on our website, 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Dana. Yeah, thank you. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕, OLALEYLAWFirm.com. On the banner, you'll see right there. Scheduled consultation is pretty straightforward, and you'll be able to do that. And it is 130 for 30 minutes, 245 minutes, 231 hour. When will USCIS cash my check for my VAWA case? It's been 9 days now, ever since I found. That's not a long time. It's taking them 2-3 months to even. I had some cases I sent in March. They just cashed the checks, probably most of them. So in March, I think we sent almost 20 VAWA cases out in March, just March alone. We had some cases that had people were delaying getting doctor. We had a bunch. So when I saw our count this month, I was like, what happened? The local check. It's like, oh, okay, I completely forgot. Like, oh Lord Jesus, he means Juliet. I'm like, oh, thank you. Yeah, I wrote those checks. I actually did. So yeah, so it's 9 days is nothing. 9 days is nothing. If USCIS cashes your check in 9 days, maybe for an adjustment of status, regular marriage case, but VAWA case, no. Now, miracles still happen, but let's see. How long does it take to get 10 years? The I-751 has been after almost 4 years. If you've been almost 4 years, I'm sure you must be eligible for citizenship by this time, either based on marriage or 5 years. And so go ahead and do that. That sometimes can speed up your case. All right, thank you. Hear me? All right, perfect. Loud and clear. Um, all right, perfect. Love to hear. Thank you. My salt and pepper. Well, it's mostly salt here. Um, how long does a work permit with employer sponsorship take? Okay, people. Let's address that issue again. When you go on uscis.gov/person times, you put in the I-751. I'm actually going to try to do it real quick. Let me see if I can. While you're on TikTok, I can share my screen with you. But you put it on your I-751, 765. That's Miss A. I can see. See, you gotta love technology. You gotta love technology. So even though I have, and I thank God for my team. I thank God for Lydia, for Isaiah, for Karen, for Carla, for Gosi. I mean, listen, I just thank God. But the good thing about having the blessing in disguise with COVID was we learned to work remotely. So I had to set up a lot of stuff. So internet, phone, everything is connected. All our documents are on cloud, and so I paid a whole lot um for security. But anyway, I said that to say this. Miss A, whose VAWA case is approved today, he just sent me a text. So just doing this, and I can see that. So that's cool. Anyway, I digress. Go on USCIS.gov/person times, put in your form, and when you put in an I-765, it doesn't ask you, because it would ask you what is what is your category, what is your basis for filing. You're not going to be asked, VAWA I-360. It doesn't ask you that. It doesn't ask you I-140. It would ask you based on what it relates to. So if you have measuring, please forgive me if I just butchered your name. But if you have a pending I-765 based on an I-140, which is worker petition that your employer filed for you, then you obviously must have filed for an I-485, right? And so if that's the case, it's not based on your I-140. It's based on you filing an I-485. And if you go to uscis.gov/person times, you're going to look at based on adjustment of status or adjustment of status pending or something to that effect. That's what's going to be attached. So you, as well as someone who's waiting on, whose I-45 was based on I-130, whose I-145 was based on I-360, that's going to be the same category for everybody. Now, let me say this. Last week or 2 weeks now, I'm not sure, USCIS released a policy. So if you are someone who is in valid non-immigrant status, there's some status H1, F1, and you have F1, I think, don't quote me on that, I think, I'm not sure. But if H1 for sure, if you have that, and you have a valid I-140, or you have an I-140 that has been approved, and this also applies to derivative beneficiaries, and you have compelling reasons why you should, you're not able to file an I-485 at this time because your priority date is not current, and you have compelling reasons to apply for a work permit based on an approved I-140, then you're able to, as long as you have the compelling reason. So if you go on USCIS.gov website, you would have that. So I don't know if that would apply to you. So that may also be another way to apply. That's going to be a completely different E80 category. So it's this like 20 something over that different categories of work permit. After filing for a spousal visa, how long does it take either using green card or citizenship? I don't understand your question. Oh, UBC, I don't understand your question. My case has been pending 9. My case has been pending 9. What is 9? Do you mean 9 months? EOS and pending asylum. So what's your question? I text you. So my either Lydia's going to respond. She's probably not going to respond now because she actually helped. So if you are trying to figure out and you see someone who's, well, I won't say what her username is, but she does. So she will probably respond later on. But I don't know. But I know she's online. So if you texted me, that's the person who's going to respond to you. So if you Gladys, if you have a question, you've got to ask it now. I don't answer questions after you. For me to answer your question, you're going to have to pay for my time. I don't do free consultation. So if you need a question, you have a question, you text it, you have to ask it now if you want it to be answered, or else you are going to have to pay. Employer here. Oh, okay. In Florida, telling immigrants not to worry about the Florida Bill 1718. How can we help them? Keep in mind that employers who have 25 employees or more are the ones who really have, this whole thing has effect. But, nobody really knows what's going to come July 1st. We don't really know what the impact is going to be until that happens. It's just that a lot of people are afraid, and you can't blame them. A lot of people are afraid to wait to see what's going to happen. Nobody wants to be in deportation proceedings. Nobody wants to be, have expedited removal. So people are going to go where they feel they're safer. But until that happens, what can you do to help them? We don't know. You've got to follow what the new law is going to be. As an employer who has 25 employees or more, hospitals have to follow what the law is going to be. So it's just a waiting game. I wish you're in Houston. I don't have to be in Houston to represent immigration clients. I represent immigration clients. I have many, many clients who live in Texas. Some of them are on now, and they can tell you that. So I represent immigration clients in any state. Where am I located? My office is physically located in Demopolis, Alabama, but we represent immigration clients in all states. I need to ask this really important question. What is the question? Okay, I have asylum pending, and I'm married to a U.S. I have asylum pending, and I'm married to a U.S. case being okay. So you have asylum pending, and you're married to a U.S. citizen. Your case has been pending for 9 months. What is your question? Can I file for my husband a green card, and how long does it take? So if your husband is present in the country and he is on another non-immigrant status, then you have the very first thing you have to do is check the visa bulletin. See if your priority, if it's current right now. If you're going to file a green card, well, you cannot file. So you can file the I-130 for your husband. Yes. If your question is if he's able to get the green card without having to leave, then the very first thing you have to ask yourself, or you guys have to determine is he in a valid non-immigrant status? If he is, then the next thing is, what is the priority date they're working on right now if it's not current, based on the chart that USCIS is using. If your husband is not in a legal non-immigrant status and you're still a green card holder, you can file the I-130 petition, but he's not going to be able to file the green card application until you become a citizen if you don't want him to leave the country. After biometrics, how long for work and travel permit? That doesn't have anything to do with that. A friend had a visa revoked after he entered the U.S. Is it valid for green card through marriage? Once again, general information, nothing specific to anyone's case. As long as your friend came in legally and he has a 994 to show that he had a legal entry, there shouldn't be any problem unless there is a reason. If the reason why his visa was revoked has to do with any grounds of admissibility, then he may be looking at having to deal with it filing a waiver. So your friend needs to sit down with a lawyer and discuss his case, his or her case. Okay. Let's see. My case has crossed NBC for over a year. My spouse is tired of waiting in the US. So what a lot of people are doing, and I know there's this group on TikTok actually, David OJ. If you listen, that's like my bedtime story is TikTok. I go to bed watching TikTok videos and I'm surprised I don't have nuts on my head because my phone is like pow. Anyway, so I know that since the Department of State actually released a policy sometime where if your loved one is waiting for an interview in a country that is just backlogged till Jesus comes back, look into transferring your case to another country where they don't have as much backlog. But there are some requirements that you have to fulfill. If you go on the Department of State website, you should have some information so you know how. But I know that's a possibility that you guys can look into. I don't do that. It's not just something. It's something I just tell people. I don't even know where to start. I'm sure I could. It's just not any service we're going to offer and offer. But I hear it's pretty straightforward. Okay, let's see. How long does it take to get the I-797C when USCIS has received documents? I'm assuming you mean how long it takes to get your receipt notices. It depends on the case and where you filed it. I am a U.S. citizen. Can I file for my unmarried children in UK, 27 and 31 years respectively? Yes, generally, a U.S. citizen can file for any child of any age, whether married or unmarried. Can I file for my husband in Nigeria? He's in Nigeria. Yes. So if green card holder can petition for his spouse. So your first step is to file an I-130. Once that is approved, they send his file to the NBC. NBC, you upload all that, and then the embassy is notified, and then they schedule an interview whenever there's an interview date available, or you may be better transferring. And so that's how you go about that. Okay. I'm going to get to Instagram next. MA removal proceedings. Been in the country for 3 years. I recently applied for VAWA. How can I apply for VAWA cancellation removal? Sit down with a lawyer and discuss your options. Miss A, whose VAWA case is approved, was she called for an interview or was her interview waived? There is no interview attached to a VAWA petition. VAWA petition is a standalone petition. The fact that you can file a 485 with it is just good because that gives you the opportunity to file a C9 category and work and file advance for while your case is pending. A VAWA petition does not require no interview set for the VAWA petition. When your VAWA petition has been approved, the Vermont Service Center transfers your file. If you have a pending 485, you file at the same time. That file is transferred to the National Benefit Center. The National Benefit Center will now decide whether or not they're going to schedule an interview. And then if that's going to be the case, your file is going to be forwarded to the field office that has jurisdiction over your case. If they decide no interview is necessary, then they send you, and if you're deficient in like your medical examination, they send you the RFE for that. If you've already submitted that, then the next stage is really, they're going to approve your green card. So there is no interview attached to a VAWA petition itself. Okay. So Ms. A's VAWA petition is what was approved. Now the next stage we're going to get, next notice we'll get is we transfer your case, yada yada yada, and that. Did we submit medical in that case? I think so. I don't know. Listen, I don't know. Can you remarry or engage while filing for VAWA after divorce? Capital N-O. No. You cannot. You cannot remarry while your VAWA petition is pending, unless you are ready to forego your VAWA case. If you remarry while your VAWA petition is pending, that is the end of your VAWA case. End of story. There's no way around that. That's what the law is. That's it. Oh, Jesus. Okay. I am going to be calm. Stay calm. Stay calm. Alrighty. Let's go to Instagram. Hi, everyone. Tone's World. Timmy Lola. It gave me something. Tone's World. All right, let's see. What is the secret of this music and dance? And listen, I'm rejoicing with my clients. I always tell people that you think I'm the one that got a green card or an approval all the way again. It's just, it really is. It's just exciting and just, I don't know how to describe it. Listen, if you, my office neighbor, neighbors are like, whatever he hears in screaming, like, oh, that's got to be another approval. It's got to be, and when sometimes they have meetings in the Chamber of Commerce, which is across my office, and some people are like, what's going on? Like, oh no, she probably just got an immigration approval or something. So it's just really, there's no word to describe it. Knowing that someone's life is going to change, there's no, happy Thursday, Ms. Giwa. I sent you the email that we talked about this morning. Thank you, Ms. Abena. I mean, I'm still so happy for her. I think we're really, really just, I mean, she was like, what, I think I'm just going to pull this petition and just like, no, see, we've come too far to quit. And then when we got the IRF, it's like, oh shit, I'm sorry. Yeah, I cuss a lot. Sorry, people. But that we need to see. Sometimes this is why I have gray hair, because my brain has to work in some ways, because I gotta sit down and figure out how these are issues that and then anticipate potential issues with what you're going to write, and know that they're going to come at you with this angle, but you have to address that as well, all in one. But then at the end of the day, you can only do so much, and you just leave the rest to God. And in this one, I'm telling you, it's just the way God wrote her story, and it's just amazing. Can I still file for my daughter? She turns 21 in December. What is your status? Yeah, listen to me something and share the link, people. You never know who might need it. So if you, once again, website is Olale. Internet thing, really getting irritated. X1 is going to call for me. Okay, let's see. How long after receiving a green card or citizenship can divorce happen? So I believe we put up a post today, because I usually have to approve my post just because I have to make sure it aligns with what my state bar rules require. I usually tell my clients, if there's going to be a divorce happening, please make sure at least you have 6 months. Don't get your green card and then a week later get a divorce. That's going to raise like 200 red flags. Everything you do should be thought through until you become a citizen, because anything can still happen between green card status and citizenship. So that's just what I tell my clients every time. Okay, let's see. I want to ask if advance parole document is a paper or card. Depends. If you file your EAD and I-131 at the same time, and the process both at the same time, then your EAD card will serve as your advance parole. If not, then it comes in paper form separately. I'm undocumented, married to a citizen with kids. Unfortunately, I came in wrong way. Can anything be done to that? Generally, if you came in without inspection, your spouse can file an I-130 for you, but you would have to file a waiver, get that approved, and then go apply for your immigrant visa at the embassy. Unless you qualify for something else, like a VAWA petition, like a T visa, like a U visa. So you may be better off actually scheduling an appointment with a lawyer so you know exactly what your situation is and what options you may have available to you. But that's the general rule for someone in your situation. Yes, listen to me, Sabina. To have your question not overlooked, kindly stop. Don't keep posting it. She will get to the question when she gets on Instagram shortly. Very, you gotta love my girls. Yeah, if you put the question like two at a time, doesn't mean it doesn't make any difference. I'm still gonna see it. I'm just gonna brush through it, or if it gets repetitive, I probably just even go through because it's repetitive. All right, let's see. Is EB2 a visa or green card, and how many years is issued? EB2 is a category. EB2 is a petition. It's the underlying petition it's a visa petition, employment based. So it can either be employer filed or self petition. So it's not a case of how many years. That's the visa petition. It's equivalent of an I-130 that the spouse files. It's just that you file it yourself or your employer files it for you. When it's approved, then you file your green card application. As a visitor, does marrying a U.S. citizen under 3 months, is marrying a U.S. citizen under 3 months considered fraud? I have a video that I posted 2 days ago. If you watch that, the 90-day rule is no longer in effect. However, you coming in on a visitor visa, married within 90 days and filing papers within 90 days, and all of that, you're setting yourself up for misrepresentation that may lead to a denial of a green card. So even though it's not in effect, quote unquote, I always tell people just wait. It's not going to kill you to wait. It's 90 days. Let's see. Hey, Mama. Mama's on. You see, I did turn 63. That's my mother. Y'all better say hello. And yeah, 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. I'm trying to remember something in my. Is anyone like me where you are now in the position your mother was or your dad, and that everything that they said back in Nigeria comes. I just say a lot of things to my kids. Like my dad used to say a whole like if he's angry with you or something, or he wants to do something like grow me, my friend, or something. So whenever I tell TJ, come on, my friend, he goes, well, I thought you said we're not friends. The mistake started that kid. I thought you said you were not friends. Why are you calling me your friend? I'm like, how do you explain to this kid that I'm not telling you my friend? It's actually not. Yeah. But so there was something my mom used to say. Yeah, Banky Sharon. Somebody said something at work, and then I just said it. I just blurted out. Well, oh my 𝐢𝐦𝐸𝐿𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸 like, what does that mean? Like, well, never mind. But my translation, and I think I'm right, is, oh, yeah, Banky, help me out. Oh, meaning that, if a cockroach had legs, it would want to dance too, but because of the predicament, it can't. So my point was, this person wanted something, and I was like, yeah, I want to be 6 foot tall too. So yeah, you ain't getting it. I don't know. I just said it. I've become my mother. Can anything good come out of a VAWA appeal? I don't know how to answer that question. Let's see. Can a Sally with green card travel with country passport to other countries and not country of PC? Do you have a refugee travel document? This is something I would say sit down with a lawyer. If you had your lawyer on the case, go ask your lawyer about, because there are a lot of moving parts with asylum and granting that and travel and using the same passport from the country you're asking to be protected from. So yeah, that's something you want to sit down with a lawyer to talk about. How long does it take to process my kids after their I-130 is approved? To process them where? Does USCIS approve VAWA appeal after the case has been denied? Depends on what your case was denied for. If your appeal and you've got new evidence that can help your case and appeal, then that it's worth a shot. But if you're appealing based on an error that you said they made, it just depends. There's no yes or no question to that. Is it possible to win an appeal after a denial? Short answer, yes, but it depends on why your case was denied. Example, if your case was denied based on allegedly fraudulent divorce document, unless you got something else to show that it was not fraudulent, that you may not be able to win it. It just depends. I don't know. So I don't know what your case was denied on, but yeah. I filed for removal of conditions of my 2 years green card, but I kept receiving extension letters. Now my marriage is five years and green card holder close to 4 years. What can I do? If you're still in, you're still married and your spouse, I'm assuming, is a citizen, then obviously you're way past the 3 years mark. Then you can go ahead and put in an N-400 application and see if that helps speed it up. Suggestion, not telling you that's what you should do because you're not my client, but just a suggestion. I'm telling you, this is Xfinity, because everybody's saying cut the cable cut, but Xfinity works for me. We got over 20 devices in my home on internet, and I need everything to work in my home office without interruption. I don't know what's wrong with them tonight, but it works for me. Okay. How do I renew my advance program? You file a new application. After approval, I-130 for long distance wife. That's a new one. What is long distance wife? I know what you mean, but I've never heard anyone put it that way. Long distance wife. Can I wait to file 4 or 5 months for DS-260? No, don't wait. Can you wait? Yes. But do not wait. I don't know what country your wife is in, but if you're from my country, which is Nigeria, people are waiting like 200 years to even get an interview date. So why would you want to wait 4 or 5 months to even put in the application when you can do that and get yourself in line? My asylum case was dismissed on Tuesday. What other options do I have? When you say dismissed, when you refer to immigration court, was this in court where you're now being ordered removed? Sit down with a lawyer to discuss your options. Accounting with Juliet. What does entering without inspection mean? It means that you crossed the border without admission papers. You didn't have a visa. You didn't have a visa card. Nothing that actually legally allows you to come into the country. Someone smuggling you in. You cross the border without inspection. You have no valid I-94. Filed I-130 45 since 2019. Went for second interview a year ago. No response till date advice. Please sit down with a lawyer and talk about your case. Options you have also would include doing an ombudsman inquiry, congressional assistance request. Yeah. Oh, she doesn't have a passport. That's fine. Still go ahead and start putting other things there. Start uploading other stuff that she has while she's waiting to do that. Dismissed immigration court. So if your case doesn't get dismissed. Okay, let me rephrase that. If you have a pending, let's say you had a pending asylum case in immigration court, two things would happen. One of two things will happen. Either you have prosecutorial discretion where you have an alternative way to pursue, and you have that as a relief, and then you're no longer in removal proceedings, or under that umbrella still, it's still terminated based on DHS attorney's motion, whether or not you have an alternative, because they're doing a lot of that now. Or you've got a hearing and the judge did not grant your asylum and ordered you removed. So when you say dismiss, what exactly do you mean? How your case will be resolved in court. A disposition is what we call it. Can I get an immediate consultation? If you go on our website, I don't know what my schedule is. I look at it before Lydia gets on me with that. But I try. Listen, I'm a full-time mother. So, and I have emails upon emails, and I still do. So I represent. I'm a deputy attorney general in the state of Alabama for Department of Human Resources. I do that. Then I do criminal defense, and then I do family law, and I do immigration. But all of that comes after being a mama. So I don't even know how I do sometimes, but God's grace. So I don't look at sufficient for the day is the trouble there. That's how I leave. So I don't know what my schedule is tomorrow. I will lie to you. I wouldn't. But if you go on our website, @oluwalayelawfirm.com, or because I can tell Lydia it helps because she takes notes, and some of the things we do when you guys ask questions, especially when it's questions that is asked by more than one person, she actually notes that down. So I either make a video on that, or I love my team. The fact that they can even work with me. My mom always like, and don't leave that. She said, the fact that they can even work with me, that's a blessing. Thank you, Jesus. Yeah. Thank you, Ms. Abena. Yes, go on Olaleye Law Firm. Ms. Abena, Olaleye Law Firm. You missed out the law. Yeah, oluwalayelawfirm.com. Okay, never mind. You already did that. No, law before the firm. Okay, no longer in removal. Okay. Sit down with a lawyer and discuss your case. I don't know what your alternative would be without it. I can tell you up front, your case is the kind of case that I'll probably have to do a FOIA request. If you've had an immigration history, I don't take it on your case without doing a FOIA request. I can't fly blindly. I need to know what it is I'm dealing with. Thank you, Ms. Ben. Yeah, oluwalayelawfirm.com. Okay. All right, people. I think we gone through all the questions. An hour has gone by already. I have an I-130, but I don't want to go at all interview soon. I don't want to go at all. I've suffered in this man's hands. No respect. Please. It doesn't have to be me. We'll be glad to help you, but please consult with a lawyer before you go for your interview, because that is, screaming potential VAWA case. If you already have issues, the last thing you want to do is go to an interview with someone who's going to mess up or sabotage your case. So please do that and before you have that interview and see what can be done. Where did you go, Miss Eleanor Sanctuary? She's just coming in. I can almost guarantee I know why she's just coming in. We've missed you. You can tell. You can see how. But Miss Abena has had the whole thing down. She's been listen. Yeah, we missed you, but she's been taking care of the the whole thing. I'm telling you. Um, been with this man for 6 years. Never worked. Green card holder. Very abusive. Even mental health. Knows what I am going through. Have an interview. I just don't want to deal with this. Please, please, please. I don't want to go with this affect. So you have a VAWA case already? Do you have a VAWA case already? So if you have a VAWA case already, then that's okay. Then you don't have to go. There's no point going because you already have a VAWA case. Thank you, TM. So you don't have to go. Okay, so do you have a 485 that is also pending, or you filed it fresh with the VAWA case, or you transferred it to the VAWA case? Because keep in mind that the I-130 is a petition your spouse files for you. A VAWA petition is your self petition. As long as you've taken care of your green card application. Oh, appendices. But what about the green card application? I don't want to see your name, but while we just keep texting or typing. What about the green card? Do you have a green card application pending? I hear the I-130. I'm talking to the green card application now. Because you said he's a green card holder, I'm assuming that he probably could not. Okay, you just said it. This is where it gets good for you. Because if you are undocumented and you've overstayed your visa, and you're married to a green card holder, generally you cannot get your green card in the country without having to leave, because there is no exemption, only for immediate relatives. However, listen to this. This is very helpful for you. If you are a VAWA self-petitioner, even if your abuser is a green card holder, you're also going to be exempt from the unlawful presence. That means that as long as the priority date, F2A, I think it is current, meaning there are visa numbers available to you at that time, then you are eligible to file a green card application in spite of your abuser being a green card holder, because you, as a VAWA self-petitioner, you will be exempt from unlawful presence bar. The more you know, people. So let me look at it for you real quick. I'll tell you now if it's current. And if you go on our website, and that's where I'm going right now because it's the fastest way for me to get information that I need. You gotta love it. If you go on our website, on the resources tab, I've got marriage-based green card interview questions, immigration forms, filing fees, processing times, fee calculator, visa bulletin is what I'm looking for. No visa. The USCIS filing charts is what I'm looking for. See, it takes them to the page, and for the month of June, they are using dates for filing chart. That's what they're using, and so that means. Okay, dates for filing. F2A right now is current. What does that mean? That means you are eligible. I'm sure I'm looking at that correctly. Yeah, you're eligible to file for your green card while the VAWA is suspended, and then work authorization. I'm guessing you're doing this yourself, because if you had a lawyer, they probably would have told you that. Yes, no, you're doing this yourself, but you have a lawyer. Do you have a lawyer in your case? It's sounding like you don't. Yes, no? I'll be shocked if you have a lawyer in your case. Seems to me waiting for someone. Yeah, that's what I do. Oh, okay. Ask her about. Well, she's not a free. She's not a free lawyer. I'm guessing she works with an organization. Okay. Ask her about filing for your green card application now. And let her tell you more about that because you're able to do that. Okay. All right. Okay, people. Thank you so much. So once again, I represent immigration clients in all 50 states. Consultations, contact us at 334-341-4475 or visit our website at olalayLawFirm.com to schedule your paid consultation. This is the free one that I do, and everything else is got to be paid. So it was a great. I mean, we've got a lot of questions there. I cannot go through another one. Can I find from my husband in Nigeria? I already answered that question. Yeah, that's what she means, pro bono. Well, it's not like there's no, she is not paying the lawyer. The lawyer is going to get paid by the organization she works for, obviously. I mean, everyone's got bills, but it's not free in the sense of, hey, but she works pro bono for that organization, and then the organization pays their check. That's how it works. Yeah. And throughout the year, I do pro bono cases in the sense of, first of all, New York bar, because I'm licensed in New York too, so New York requires me to do pro bono. It's a requirement, but there's a phone we feel and they say, hey, how many pro bono hours did you put in? Like, okay, here we go. So I just, yeah, but that's it. But anyway, once again, contact us. Please share this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like and share Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, same use social media name at Olalay Immigration in this. Okay. Yeah, it's pro bono. All right. I'm glad we can figure that out. All right. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you guys as always. But listen, let's tap into, I don't know if Miss A is here. Let's tap into Miss A's blessing. Let me tell you something. Faith is a strong thing. Faith works, and it is a state of mind. It truly is a state of mind that comes into existence. Bible says, for you shall decree a thing and it shall be established. I live life that way. It doesn't mean I don't have doubt. It doesn't mean that I don't have days where I just want to just stay in bed because it's like the whole world is caving in. But then I have got to remind myself that, you know what? This is not all this while. It hasn't been my power. It's been because of God. I'm glad because a lot of people be trying to keep this lady's heart again. It's been because of God. But when I tell you that faith is a state of mind, and it is a powerful thing. Faith without works is dead. Miss A has been, I mean, I don't know who, she's practically, a lot of people I take as my younger sisters now, because that's how I see her. And I'm extremely busy, but I try to make time for my clients. I really do, because there's no one's case that is currently, and we have hundreds of cases, but if you call me or email me and say, what is the status of my case, I will tell you what the status of your case is without having to ask anybody. But I know she had a lot to go through. And when we got the RFE, I mean, it was like, oh Lord, okay, probably this is not going to work. But one thing she did, and I kept telling her, like, listen, there's no, it's not part of my DNA makeup to quit. I'm too feisty to be a quitter. Then I know my limit, but it's just me. I can fight against, you know how Abraham hoped against hope, the kind of craziness. But hey, listen, it worked for him. So I said no. But one thing she said, when Miss Pam, if you guys remember Miss Pam, when Miss Pam came, I think it's about a month ago now, and she texted me right after that. She goes, you know what? I always encourage her, like, listen, we've done all we can, but at the end of the day, God, yeah, it is in God's hands. It has brought you this far, and I truly believe that it's gonna work out. And you know, whenever she would call me, like, I'm just feeling him, like, I'll text her, like, hey, it's gonna work. You've got to stay positive. Sometimes I'm very assertive, like, you've got to stay positive. Because I believe so much, if you are defeated in the mind already, how are you going to succeed? You've got to stay positive, even if you get a denial. Don't get defeated before the denial comes. When it comes, okay. The next question is, God, what is your next step for me? And so after Miss Pam came, she texted me and she goes, you know what? Just listening to Miss Pam and her testimony and everything, she goes, I'm tapping. She just joined. I'm not going to call her name out, but she just joined on YouTube. I'm tapping into Miss Pam's faith. If she wants to text you to let you guys know, but she goes, I'm tapping. And I think you texted me. Are you texting me? Yeah, you texted me or email, one of the two. She's tapping into Miss Pam's faith. And I think I responded and saying, I agree. I join my faith with yours or something. Because where two or three shall agree, there in their midst he shall be, And, and truly, whatever someone tells me, just like Miss J said, my E80 is not going to take 1 year, and it was based on marriage, and the E80 was approved in 25 days. 25 days. That's faith. And when she said, I'm tapping to Miss Pam's blessing, that I truly believe that, I said, I agree in faith. And this was a month ago. And so yesterday actually was the first notification we got. We got notifications, and I tell people, whenever you get a notification from USCIS saying we ordered your new card and it's coming under your VAWA number, receipt number, that's because you had selected in your form that you want them to automatically issue your C31. That's your first indication that your case has been approved. So today we got the official approval, and I said all that to say this. There's a chain reaction with faith, tapping into other people's faith and not being jealous, but being, happy for them, and being and using their blessing as a point of contact to our lives. And not just for you, but for whoever the attorney or the representative on your case is, because we all need to come together in accordance and under one agreement, believing that God is using all of us collectively to come together so that everyone's purpose can be fulfilled. And I pray that all of our, yes, Mr. Ben, and I join my faith with yours as well. And I pray that all of our heart's desires will come to pass, even when things seem, and she will tell you, even when things seem impossible. I mean, there were in the RFA response, I remember that I had to anticipate what is crazy folks are going to come back with. But then there was still something lurking in our brain, like, well, they still may bring this up as an issue, but we're going to agree in faith that God is going to close that completely, and it's not even going to be an issue. And as God would have it, here we are. And I played too much. When I called it yesterday, like, I didn't have good news. Then I remember what I did to Miss Pam. Like, okay, no, you can't do that craziness again. And when I said your case has been approved, I mean, just to the cry of relief. This is why I do this job. The cry of relief, knowing that yet another fellow immigrant's life has changed. There's nothing like it. You can't describe it. You have to have gone through what we go through as immigrants. I mean, when I tell you my story from visitor visa to J1 to waiver, I mean, to telling my mom, what, I'm going back, to coming to rural health. It was, but I thank God that he took me through all of that, because it allows me to understand what someone else is going through. So, so let's just believe and keep believing and hoping that we may not always get, listen, I get denials. Yes, of course, that's part of the job. I'm a risk taker. I'm not someone who's going to no, I'm going to look at it because like, I know, unless I can win this case, I'm not, that's not fun, because you're already telling God what cases you want him to come. No, I want God to make it known that it was just all he's doing in cases where I know it's almost impossible. But obviously you've got to, use common sense to decide, okay, this is not going to work. Don't waste your money and your time. But let's just keep having faith, knowing that all our stories will someday, as long as God remains God, someday all our stories will end in praise. Thank you everyone for joining me, and I'll see you